Hey, those big statues made out of Lego bricks are back at the MSV. Nature Connects, featuring amazing animal sculptures made out of Lego by artist Sean Kenny at the Museum of the Shenandoah Valley is now open. All the statues are new to the MSV. A polar bear made of 130,000 Lego bricks, an 11-foot-long rhinoceros, a life-size zebra, and so many more made completely out of Lego bricks. Get your discount tickets right now at themsv.org. Don't miss it. Sponsored in part by Perry Engineering at perryeng.com.
A nature trail is more than a path. It's a place for weekend laughter, moments of self-reflection, or a much-needed breath of fresh air. With All Trails Plus, you can plan your next hike, ride, or run with confidence, so you can relax and enjoy the journey. All Trails Plus gives you all the info you need in one place, so you can make the most of your time outdoors. Quickly discover new trails near you and spend less time driving and more time on the trail with the Distance Away feature. And get immersive trail previews and 3D views so you know what to expect before your first step. Want to go where cell service can't? Download the map to keep your route in hand and never get lost, even offline. You can even get alerts if you take an unexpected turn. There's a trail out there for everyone. Get outside today with 3 free months of All Trails Plus. Just use code podcast23 at alltrails.com/podcast. That's 3 months free at alltrails.com/podcast with code podcast23.
Dear Lord, we're off to a rough start today.
Oh, just a little.
I fucked up all the plans. Thought I was going to come home, have a nice, decent podcast, maybe a couple of drinks. Instead, I had to introduce chaos like it was my job. It's my fault.
Oh, it's still fun, though.
I'm sorry. I did this to myself. I was like, here, have some whiskey and work on a bike in the living room.
Hey, I didn't even think it was going to make it through the front door, so I'm kind of impressed.
I don't think anybody did. I didn't even think it was going to make it that far.
Well, Jason, he was like, no, it'll fit. And I was like, I don't think so. But
it's funny because he's so cautious about some weird shit, but then when it comes to the most chaotic moments, he's so committed. If you give him a sawzall and say, you can't cut this, he's like, bitch, you fucked up. Because now I'm going to cut it.
It's getting cut in half.
Yeah, now you done fucked up.
And you didn't want that door, did you?
So that's why we have a Harley in the house. Well, it's in pieces now, but...
Hey, it's like half put back together.
It's like, I think 75% merits.
I think we got kind of just the tank and the seat and maybe some electrical left.
I'm not crying.
It'll be alright.
It's actually going to be a really fun bike to ride once we're done. I feel like we did a lot.
I do too.
We did a lot in an hour.
It looks nothing the same.
No, and I'm super excited about it. Now I'm kind of pissed that I'm the only one with a Harley, because I don't even have any business with a Harley. And now
you know how I felt back when
yours
we
is
used to go to the bar.
yours is gone, his is gone. Now the asshole that has crotch rockets has a Harley.
Well, you didn't even have that back then either. So
fuck me in the beard. How's your week been?
Long.
It's been a long week.
Got a lot of progress done on that side business though. So.
Yeah, I'm itching to have your work. Clearly, I'm already selling shit just to make room.
Well,
he's like, you did not talk to me first.
Not only they're not talking to me, you're like, well, let's do it on a Saturday, even though that's like the busiest day ever.
It is. When would you prefer?
Whenever.
What the fuck?
We'll figure it the fuck out. It's just, Saturdays are like the hardest to figure out.
Fuck.
Especially like on a Mother's Day weekend.
Well, yeah, I suppose that helps, huh?
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
I think Jason's back with the pizza.
That makes it a little difficult.
Yeah, that's my bad. Is it really this weekend?
Yeah, that is. So you might want to call your mom on Sunday.
Son of a bitch. It's my day. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, that counts for something. All right. Well, now everybody knows when we're recording this. And how I almost fucked up.
It's alright. It'll be like a month till it comes out, so nobody will know.
Literally. So, I've had kind of a few moments to myself recently that I'm a little curious to see if you kind of experience the same kind of shit. I feel like this is something relatively normal, but then again, I don't think anything I go through is relatively normal. But like, you kind of go through a certain amount of times of going through something until you're finally like, okay, well, I'm not going to do this anymore because it's obviously not working. And I'm not talking about working on something. I'm talking about in experience with like people and shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at just the definition of insanity, it's doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result.
Well, I'm glad I'm breaking the barrier because
at some point you just gotta feel like you're insane.
I feel like that often. People do not make me feel good.
Don't worry, not alone on that one.
But I especially like more so recently with this fucking mic stand. I feel more so like I've been making more changes in my day to day just because I'm like, there's no point. There's no point. I'm not stimulated. You guys suck.
Yeah, I've definitely been realizing a lot myself recently.
It feels negative.
Even me and the girlfriend have talked about it a few times that I don't feel like the rest of the world expects me to feel about things.
Can you expand on that?
Like, I don't get the excitement that people get with like movie actors or sports players or sports teams in general. Like sports I've got no interest. There's no point in watching them. And even like all the way down to like death and stuff. Like I don't have like that reaction that most people expect for you to have. It's just like, I don't know.
I can see that though. You don't really express too much excitement. Periodically I'll get it out of you, but that's it.
Yeah. I know that always drove my dad nuts, especially on, like Christmas, because it's like parents' thing that they live up to every year, and then my dad's always like, wow, thought you'd be a little more excited about that. I'm like, well, I'm really excited for it. And he's like, I can't tell. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you.
So why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Do you think that this could possibly be something that could be boiled down to the overthinking like we were talking about to begin with?
Sometimes I feel like maybe that or even plays some part of role with the ADHD. I don't know if it's just like I'm so stimulated with everything else that when stuff that is exciting happens, it doesn't like affect me in the same way. I don't know.
Huh. I mean, I could see it. It's just unusual. Well, I wouldn't say unusual. For me, it's unusual. Because I'm fucking obnoxious 90% of the time. Can't even help myself.
Yeah, that's the difference between me and you.
Yeah.
Most people don't even know I'm around.
But I don't know why, because I've met your dad pretty well. Everybody knows when he's around.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He makes sure of it.
Yeah. So where the fuck did you go wrong?
Well,
I feel like something happened at some point.
I don't know. I've always been kind of a kept to myself type of person. I don't really...
You don't know why?
I don't people like.
I don't people like. Okay. You know what? I felt that one in my heart. I don't people like either. I'm not really into people so much.
Yeah, most of the time I'm not. I'd rather not.
That's good. I mean, not statistically, but that's good. Yeah, I just find it... I don't know, it's crazy because, like, I feel like when I do shit like that, I can almost... It's like I'm watching a story from a different point of view. And it's a point in time that I can notably mark. But it's me. So I don't know if that makes me like a sociopath or what the deal is.
Yeah, I don't know, because like there's definitely been times where it's like you feel like you're watching yourself go through the motions of something, and it's like, wait, I'm supposed to be inside of my own body. Why am I seeing myself? May not be what you were going down, but like,
It kind of is. I feel like what you're talking about is kind of. I feel like it's kind of important. I feel like that's almost like watching yourself. It's like keeping yourself in check, kind of.
sometimes, yeah.
Because if you're just in a constant routine of being this specific person and you just fall into this groove every fucking day, then you're just going to be this person that you don't really know who it is. And you're just going to do the same shit. Some people like it and some people don't, and it's never going to change.
Oh yeah, I can definitely agree with that, and it's even shows a lot in my work life. There's a lot of people that don't like working with me just for the fact of I am a very strong Type A personality when I do talk.
What's that mean?
Very layman's terms, hard-headed. Like, if I see a way for something to work, I'm pretty much gonna do it my way. I don't really care what you say. It's.
I've never had a problem with it.
Are you sure?
No. Not anymore. Did I?
How long did you have fixated on that stupid wire?
Have I? Fuck that wire, first of all. Which wire?
There
There was a couple of them.
The tack.
I didn't have a problem with it.
Stupid orange and white tack wire.
I definitely suggested just cutting it. but this is fine. We got through it.
Still got cut in the end.
It
Fuck
still
that
got
wire.
cut, yeah. Hey, but 90% of the time, you can sort shit out correctly. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I was more so trying to make it funny.
Yeah, I think that more comes down to the being able to sort stuff out. That just comes down to the having a mathematical mindset. Like, everything to me is a math equation in one way or another.
That sounds kind of like shit.
I mean, considering I didn't do very good with words, I mean, math works alright.
That's funny because I'm the complete opposite.
Oh, see, I'm fucking horrible with words. I can't do those.
And I can't do math.
I failed English twice in high school. It was rough.
It was a rough day. Oh, that's funny. Well, maybe we'll have to bring you in when we go to expand this fucking wall, because math could really be helpful.
Oh, that's easy. You just throw that up.
Oh, God, you and Jason both. That's easy. I'm like, fuck me. I don't know what I'm looking at. Maybe, you know what? Maybe
Those are 2x4s.
Maybe I'm just going to... I bought it all. I know. I had to pick all this shit up.
Well, that's the issue. You got the crooked ones.
Oh, I got all the crooked ones. It's so funny because Jason told me to when I went to pick everything up. Make sure you get the straightest ones you can. And when I was loading them, I was like, fuck that guy. It's like I'm getting all of them.
I mean, we can get super technical until you look at end grain on the cut and everything else. And
Yeah, nip. I think actually what's probably going to end up happening is I might just go get the material on my own and get it all done by myself and wait for you guys to laugh at me.
where are you going to put the door? Because I know you're not going to figure that one out.
It's not going to be there, I tell you that much.
I tell you ain't going to figure it out.
Fuck no.
You'll be like, wait, do we have to have a door or can we just leave a hole?
The whole wall is built. There's no room for a door. Just like, well, we can cut. Yeah, we can cut.
We can make a really skinny door.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can
Justin
fit-
will fit.
You can fit through a 16-inch hole, right?
Justin will fit just fine. It's a good time. Yep.
No, I mean, it's coming together good. You've even gotten a little bit more done since the last time I was here.
Insulation.
A little bit of it.
No, not a little bit.
No, you had most of it last time I was here. You just didn't have like half the roof.
Well, now we got the correct stuff for the roof, and that's what all the shit is out there is. We have so much extra now, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad problem to have.
Yeah, not at all.
But
Especially when you decide to move farther down. You're going to need some more.
yeah, we're gonna need a lot more because I don't think there's almost any in that wall.
You don't need any in that wall.
Not really, because it's not facing anything.
Well, I mean, it still holds the cold in.
No, fuck that.
Oh.
I'm kidding. It's almost summer, so I'm
Cool
gonna have to
Arizona
really.
off, got it.
Huh?
Cool Arizona off, got it. I didn't know we had that kind of pockets.
I'm really gonna have to get to it soon because summer is coming pretty rapidly.
Hey, today was nice though.
Today was actually really nice.
I almost put a jacket on.
This morning it was like cloudy and everything. There was wind. I was like, ooh.
It rained on me at work. It was weird.
We got a little spoiler today with some clouds.
It was awkward. I
Yeah.
was like, why is there water falling from the sky? It's summer.
This doesn't happen. Is it monsoon season? Oh, God, I hope we have a good one this year.
Oh, man. We had a good not monsoon season, so our monsoon season better not disappoint.
It should be a good one this year.
Everything's going to be
Haboobs and
flooded.
trees everywhere.
Everything's going to be flooded.
Yeah.
So where are we going to go get stuck?
Speaking... Whoa. Speaking of overflowing, Bartlett apparently is nice and full.
So is...
Have you been?
So is Roosevelt. I haven't.
I want to go see it.
Roosevelt's 102%.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
99th Avenue, the road is gone.
Where?
Down by the res. You know, where it goes through the river.
Huh?
The river was running so hard, it washed the road away.
She gone.
It's literally just fucking gone.
Hmm.
It's not there no more.
Wow. Well, we're going to have to go out there and see it soon. I'm due for a Bartlett trip. In case you folks didn't know, Bartlett Lake is natural and beautiful and very full.
It's not really natural.
It is.
No.
Pleasant's not.
Neither is Bartlett.
Bartlett is.
No.
Yeah.
It's a damned river.
You're a damn river. Oh, God. That's not fair.
And they're talking about doubling it in size.
Hey, those big statues made out of Lego bricks are back at the MSV. Nature Connects, featuring amazing animal sculptures made out of Lego by artist Sean Kenny at the Museum of the Shenandoah Valley is now open. All the statues are new to the MSV. A polar bear made of 130,000 Lego bricks, an 11-foot-long rhinoceros, a life-size zebra, and so many more made completely out of Lego bricks. Get your discount tickets right now at themsv.org. Don't miss it. Sponsored in part by Perry Engineering at perryeng.com.
That'd be kind of cool. I don't know where we're going to get the water, but that'd be cool.
Right now we got plenty. If they had the dam built, we would have been fine.
Damn. Can never go wrong with damn jokes.
But yeah, we definitely got to make a flathead trip.
We're going to get some damn bait. Seriously, I want to do... go get a bunch of fucking bluegill, sunfish. If I cannot eat them all, then we can use some of them for bait.
Oh, well, that's why I got a cast net.
That's the way you are?
That's why we got a cast net.
Cast net? It's
Yeah.
not going to stop me from eating them.
You know how many we can get on a cast net if we find a little school?
Is this legal?
Yes.
We shouldn't talk about illegal fishing.
It's not illegal.
Okay.
We're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll be alright.
I'm down.
I just don't know where we're going to camp no more since Bartlett is literally over full also. The flats are gone. They are no longer.
Doesn't surprise me. They go away at like 60%.
They're gone. Like, gone.
Rio Verde? Hey. Doodle? Where the hold on, let me start over. Where the Rio Verde feeds in, there's, I don't know how full it is now, if we can get to it.
I mean, we can try. I got that fancy side-by-side now, so I mean, if there's a trail that we can legally drive down, we can probably get there.
What's over by the dam?
Oh, that's a damn shame. Can I help you?
Doodle, would you like to add anything?
We've already been over this. He's not allowed to talk.
Oh, yeah, okay. No input for you.
We don't want to hear what he's got to say.
No. Doodle,
There's too much incrimination there.
what in the fuck are you doing? Podcast Puppy has input. What? That was his tail. Dong, dong. I would love to go flathead fishing, especially out here.
Oh, he found him off.
If you jump, I'm gonna be upset. The one time you catch bugs, it's gotta be right now.
Yeah, I'm quite irritated. I've never caught a flathead, so I'm down to make it happen.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Just can't eat the bait, Sage.
Can I have like 2?
Can't eat the bait, Sage.
I'll bring a little grill, just cooks only 2. And then I'll run out of propane, hopefully.
Or how about this? We catch channels, eat those while we wait for the flatheads.
No, I want bluegill.
Why?
Because it's so fucking good naturally.
Yes, in cold water. The water's hot right now. It ain't as good.
I disagree.
I don't. Have you tried cold weather bluegill?
Okay, yeah,
Like
it's
frozen
great.
kind?
Yeah.
Where you have to cut through the ice?
No, we don't get that cold here.
We do, just not down here.
Perfect.
You gotta go like 2 hours north.
It's like trout. Trout's the same way. Throw it on a grill, call it a day. Salt and pepper. Oh, God, I'm getting hungry.
Again, even better cold.
Fuck. Well, they don't have a choice. Once the water gets too warm, they just die.
Yeah, if they're still colder water trout and warmer water trout.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't got to talk about boiling them before, you're catching them.
No. None of that. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely down for a fishing trip. We went to the canal the other day to do some fishing.
Yeah, I saw. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, we talked about this. 2 carp.
That's it?
That's it. One
Quit throwing bread.
white. No, that was liver.
No shit.
Chicken liver, dude. Yeah,
Did
one
you find
white.
my pole?
One white Amur. Amir. I don't know how they pronounce it. It's the ones that they put in there to clean.
Yep.
The white ones?
Yep.
Gorgeous. And then the second one was a regular one that was fucking huge.
Them sterile bastards.
Yeah, I was thinking about... Jason was like, if you catch another carp, we're taking them home. I was like, all right.
Oof.
Dunsey.
I mean, I heard they taste good, but have you seen the amount of bones in them things?
They do, and there's a lot of bones. The scaling is violent because their scales can cut through your skin.
Have you seen the ones with the disformed scales? Those things are... That's not normal.
It's kind of funny.
It's scary. Looks like a damn dinosaur swimming.
But anyway. Yeah, I'm down. Soon.
So, canal when?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Thursday.
Yep.
Oh, God. We'll have to see about this.
What a balancing act.
Especially with Podcast Puppy.
Being an asshole. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna... It's gonna be a first, but we're gonna do it. Should probably find something to talk about while we're filling dead air, both staring at pizza like retards.
Well, we haven't eaten in a while.
No, I know.
Somebody decided you wanted us to work on his stuff.
Yeah, that's my fault. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, this is This is an interesting one that actually kind of, I feel like something you were just talking about.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna be an asshole with my words and say like your lack of enthusiasm is what it's perceived as.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were just talking about. Do you ever like? Okay. So let me start this off differently. So I feel like I try to be a generally good person, and what I mean by that is like conversation to conversation, interaction to interaction. I'm not talking about just like good deeds or feed the homeless or whatever the fuck bullshit comes your way.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like if I come across Jason while I'm at work and he brings up something real quick that is exciting to him that may not be exciting to me, then I at least try to have the respect of the decency to acknowledge it with a little bit of excitement and acknowledge the fact that he's happy about it.
Yeah, I struggle with that.
Do you?
A lot. And I don't think it's because... I think it's more because people just misunderstand me. Especially before getting to know me, like, on a deeper level and actually getting to know, like, how I am. Especially the way that I don't have emotion, essentially. And, so, yeah, I feel like it really upsets people because they'll be explaining something and I'll be wholeheartedly listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll just be like, all right, never mind. Obviously, you're not interested. And it's like, no, like, I was actually listening and I was kind of interested. Can we continue this conversation?
Okay, so that actually, it's funny that you kind of fell into that. The second part of that conversation was how it makes them feel and how you react to it. And the only reason I bring it up is purely because of the reaction that you just explained. I can't speak for you, but when I do that, and I catch it, mostly after the fact, obviously,
3 days later.
I kind of feel like an asshole.
Yeah, I definitely have that feeling often. Somebody will come and explain something to me and then walk away, and I'll be like,
shit.
I feel like I could have handled that a little better.
You're like, fuck. And I only say that because, as a whole in the situation, I think about how I would have wanted somebody to react. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I probably would have been a little upset too.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's one of those where it kind of goes back to that old adage of, when you were growing up as a kid, you treat others how you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, in that moment, you feel like you're trying to do the right thing. But then after the fact, when you sit there and start thinking about it, you're like, wow, I was kind of an asshole. Like, I could have definitely done that differently.
Kind of blew that off, and I feel like a dick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it's so incredible that it always comes back down to that core thought of, do unto you, or do unto others how you would I don't fucking know what the goddamn phrase is. So glad I tried to be intelligent.
Yeah, well, you just
treat others how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. And, I don't know, I just think as you get older...
You realize that's pizza sauce, right?
Yeah, I know. You're not very smart.
He orders the pizza without pizza sauce and then dips it in pizza sauce.
Why didn't you want pizza sauce, Jason? No fucking way.
He just didn't want us eating his pizza. Why are you turning so red, Jason?
I wish to God we had video feed right now so people could see the fucking look on my face.
Or how red he is. I don't think I've ever seen him that red.
Order a pizza without pizza sauce. Why? Why'd you tell me?
It's good. You told us that it's not good for you.
Do I remember hearing the H word?
Help?
Gives you heartburn?
Yeah. I like it, but it gives me heartburn.
Wait.
Oh my God, I'm glad you're sitting down because I want to kick you in the dick right now.
Hold on, I'm still... Heartburn? Don't you have to have a heart to have one of those?
Acid reflux, alright? It's just my stomach gurgling up.
Oh God.
There's no heart. I'm heartless.
Don't listen to me. Jason's a nice guy.
What?
Jason is a nice guy.
We'll ruin his reputation right here. Street cred is gone.
Please do. It's fucking up now. I'm good with that.
Well, I'm happy to hear that somebody else kind of acknowledges that. And I bring that up because I find it difficult for me to accept that somebody could, or somebody would willingly be like that. And this kind of goes back to our conversation earlier. And just be like, I'm an asshole, and if people don't like me, then it is what it is.
Yeah, see, and
I'm like, you kind of don't have to be like that, though. I mean,
yeah, I was gonna kind of touch on that also, because you were saying that you're glad to know that somebody else feels the same way you do, and I like to kind of try and at least hold some hope that humanity is not horrible,
right?
And
at least on that small scale.
So I would like to, I like to try and think that at least everybody has that thought afterwards of, wow, I could have handled that differently. Maybe they don't act on it, but at least they have that thought, and I would like to think that they do. But I mean, there are definitely some people that you're like, I don't think that that thought ever crosses their mind.
Well, that's where I might kind of differ with you a little bit, because I do like to think that people have that thought, but I definitely wish that people would act on that a little bit more. I do. Because I think a small bit of acknowledgement would go a long way.
Oh yeah, you can solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, and that it always goes back to what I'm constantly bitching about is just being human to one another, you know? We all have the same wants and the same desires at some core level. We all share a certain level of excitement about certain passions. When it comes down to who we are as humans, it's not that different. And if you are just going to be an asshole to everybody that's around you and not acknowledge the fact that they have the same needs and wants that you do, then I don't think you should, you shouldn't participate in
Human activities.
Yeah, human activities. Fucking go sit at home and get a fucking job that you don't have to talk to people. I don't know.
I mean, I'm fine with both of those. How do we arrange this? Do I sign up somewhere? Is there like a petition I gotta sign, or the leave me the hell alone petition?
Prenup.
Would you say prenup or pretty much?
Prenup.
Oh. But
It's alright, I ain't got nothing worth taking.
it's also a very, I don't know, the shit that we talk about varies so fucking often and so differently because of your life, my life. We have two completely different jobs, two completely different situations, it's just, Jason and I deal with fucking upset people on a day-to-day. So my expectations are going to be completely different from yours.
Well, I deal with upset people also. It's just different. Because mine are usually upset corporate people, and yours are upset customers.
Customers?
I'm lucky I don't have to talk to customers.
We're going to call them customers?
I mean, you're picking them up, aren't you?
After an accident.
It's essentially a customer.
Whether you want a laid-back trail to hit with friends or you're planning something more adventurous, All Trails Plus is your guide to making the most of your time outdoors. Get outside today with 3 free months of All Trails Plus with code podcast23 at alltrails.com/podcast.
Leftovers or the DMV
Number 97.
or house cleaning or Chumba Casino always brings the fun. Play over 100 different games online for free from anywhere. You could redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. Live the Chumba life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Now you're an asshole. That's where I draw the line. Sarah just wrecked her car. Yep, she's now your customer. Great.
What do you want to call it? Is she not hiring your company to come and move her car for you?
Technically, the police do it.
Depends on the situation.
No, not if they're in an accident.
I've definitely always called for a truck before the police have.
Well, you're a little different than everybody else, right? That's all we're saying. A little different.
We already knew that. That's why Sage has me here.
Well, I mean, he's also not wrong. Why? How did I end up with a bag of crazy bread?
You ordered it.
Because you fucking wanted it.
I was going to say, the guy that didn't want the crazy bread and the guy that doesn't want the...
The pizza, you want the bread with the sauce, you piece of shit?
Already had two.
God damn it. Jason King, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm
His bullshit as always.
tired of hearing the bullshit.
No. You leave that fucking pizza. I want to try a piece. You made a big deal of how good it was.
Yeah, you said it was better. Those words came out of his mouth.
Yeah. If you have heartburn, it's better.
No, you didn't say if you have heartburn. You said it's better.
I'm exiting.
You'll be back. I don't think he's coming back.
I don't think he's coming back either. Oh, great.
Are you coming or are you going?
He's back.
Oh, he came back.
Go, Doodle. Go. No, not me, you dad. You're so dumb. The dog, not Jason.
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day. Friday, we both get a little stupid.
I mean, don't we all? It's a long week.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, Monday was a long week.
Well, I think it brings me honestly a little bit of peace to know that somebody who thinks the way you do, which is completely different from me, kind of reacts the same way I do. Does that make sense?
Like I said, I like to have that feeling that most people do. They just don't actually react off of the thought process that they have. Because, I mean, I don't know how somebody with a decent conscience could do something and not at least sit and think about it for a half second.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's right.
Obviously, there are outliers out there. I mean, there are people that like to murder their families and eat them. But
God, that's why I get so conflicted. Not with the murderers, but with just people. I don't know. You're man. You and I are fucking. This is. I'm scrambling. I'm scrambling for words right now. They say opposites attract, and I'm stretching that statement, but you and I are so fucking different in the way we think.
But we're not at the same time.
We just have different ways of going towards it. Because I can't. I'm a visual learner.
So am I. I have to do so. Well, I can't watch somebody and learn how to do it. I have to do it myself.
Well, I know, but with people, it seems like you're content with just hoping that at the end of the day that they have a better outlook than what you were just shown. I wouldn't believe it unless they told me.
Well,
Does that make sense?
I think it's less. I think you're mixing the words up. Hopeful and belief are a little bit different.
Okay.
I mean, I'm hoping that pretty much everybody in the world at least has that thought.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe they do.
Okay. So you're just...
So it's hope for humanity.
You're speaking optimistically.
Yeah.
I got you.
Sometimes I try.
I try. So if that's the case, then I'm on the same page as you. I do like to think that optimism really does exist. But until the proof is in the pudding, then I don't know shit.
Yeah, more times than not, they prove that it's not.
Which I feel, in my heart, I feel like it's super stubborn because I don't believe that. You know what I mean? I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that people can be that big of a fucking asshole to each other and just walk away from it.
See, for me, I don't feel like people have that same thought as early as we do. I do believe that eventually they do have that thought, but I feel for most people, it's not till later on in life. I don't think they have that thought early life. I don't think it happens pretty much right after the situation. Like for me, it can literally be as soon as the situation is over and we walk our separate ways, instantly I'm like, wow, I could have handled that differently.
You're like, fuck.
And I feel like for a lot of people, it's not that instant thought. It's more of a, 10 years down the road, they're like, wow, I was really an asshole when I was younger.
I was actually just talking about this with somebody last night. I just don't have the ability to settle in situations. And with something like that, unless I literally don't have any say in it, and I know that there's no ending this correctly, I don't have the ability to just settle for me being an asshole or settle for them being an asshole or something like that. Does that make sense?
It does, but I've seen it the other way with you. There has definitely been times where more so the other person was just clearly an asshole and you were like, you know what? Fuck it, let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. There are definitely situations where I choose to just end it and walk away from what can continuously be worse. You're not wrong.
So I mean that could go into the You know, where you've talked about a couple of times, knowing which doors to close and which ones to leave open.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's that you realize that those aren't the people that you want to have around you to be able to move forward in life the way that you want to move forward. So it's just separating yourself from that situation altogether entirely.
Yeah. Yeah. You're definitely not wrong about that. I definitely, as I get older, find myself being able to separate myself from conflicted situations easier with people that I'm aware that aren't going to necessarily always be around, rather than...
Well, yeah, because it goes into that mindset of, well, I'm never going to see this person again.
I mean, I think at the simplest of terms, it would go into the category of picking your battles. Possibly, I don't know.
Kind of the same thing.
I don't really know if I fucking like that term, to be honest with you. I'm not sure that... I don't know, it seems like such a simple term that seems so impossible.
I think that's just you're overthinking. I think you overthink that that phrase a lot more than what it actually truly is meant to be.
Probably.
Because at that point, like you mentioned in a couple of past podcasts,
Great, your memory's already better than mine.
But you've talked about the picking your battles type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and where you were referencing with that one is you were saying to the effect of, well, how do you know if it's, to you it may not be worth fighting over, but to them it might. But that's where I feel you're overthinking it, because I feel like with the pick your battles, is it worth fighting for you? To you, that battle's not going to be worth fighting, so you shouldn't fight over it. Now, if it's worth it to the other person, then it's a conversation to be had between the two of you to figure out if it's something that needs to be worked on or set aside. Doesn't look better.
It's not better. I guess, I don't know, the only real thing, the only real big red flag that I'm hearing, or that I'm feeling from that topic is, like, what I have found over the years is that I feel like I would be willing to have any conversation that needed to be had.
100%. I'm not saying not to have the conversation.
Conversation, though.
Yes.
Conversation. That's where I'm throwing up the light there. Conversation, because I'm fine with all that as long as it remains as a conversation. But I can't find a situation where being able to pick my own battles doesn't... It starts heading towards the deep end, and shit always gets angry and passionate and shit like that. Not just necessarily with me, but the other party. And then at that point, it's too late.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like, fortunately for us, we haven't really had any instances where I wouldn't say see eye to eye, but because there's definitely times where we disagree with each other. But it's never turned into anything where it's like us being into an argument over it, because I think the two of us just have that general understanding of it's most of the time we're trying to look out for each other's best interest, and we kind of see things from the outside on each other.
Mm-hmm.
So at least that's the way that I kind of look at it. Like, there's definitely been quite a few times you've called me out and been like, hey, quit being a jackass. And then, somebody just likes to try and deep fry some frozen chicken wings.
Yeah. Boy, that was definitely a stubborn moment if I've ever had one. In case anybody was wondering, you can't put frozen stuff in the deep fryer.
Even if it says cook from frozen.
Yeah, don't listen to the bag. The bag is wrong.
The bag means the oven, not the deep fryer.
I think that was a pivotal moment in my life. I learned a lot that night. But I agree. It definitely takes a certain level of like conscious thinking from somebody to be able to just see when you and I, when we have an issue, not necessarily that we have an issue, but if there's an issue at hand, something that needs to be fixed, a truck, a bike, whatever the fucking case is, we're good about
blowing out tires on the side of the road.
We're not gonna talk about that. That was such a good morning. It was so hot.
Morning, night,
Morning.
One of them.
It was daylight.
We hadn't gone to bed yet, though.
No. We know how to communicate and communicate properly to get the problem solved as quickly as possible.
Sometimes without words.
Typically, yeah. And I think that's something that's notable and that's important. But I also think that it takes a certain level of, like I said, conscious thinking.
That, and I think it does come into that aspect of where we do both see things from different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I look at things more of a mathematical breakdown. You know, this is how things need to be done to get to the end result. And you look at it differently in yourself. And so I feel like that helps it kind of just, it helps it flow and just get the stuff done.
It does, for sure. That's definitely a big part of it. Being able to have two completely different perspectives and ideas and come in the center for one good one. It's always worked out in our favor. But you just have to be able to do that without like getting mad and getting frustrated and shit like that. And I'm not saying you're not always not going to get frustrated, because sometimes you will. But
you just got to try and keep your pride out of it.
A situation, yeah, that's 100%, dude. Pride and ego can stay the fuck away. Yeah. But a situation is a situation. You handle it, get the business done, fucking call it a day. If you and I do have a fucking little tiff because I can't reach the wrench that you're trying to hand down to me, then we fucking have a little moment, and then we keep fucking working.
Make a T-Rex arms longer, it'll be alright.
Come on, Stubby. Get to it. I don't know.
Talking about his arms, not the wrench.
Either way.
I hate stubby wrenches.
It seems so simple to me, and I don't understand why more people can't do it.
I think it goes along the lines of the ego and the pride.
Yeah.
Especially with the, the masculinity side of it, because most guys don't want to feel like there's another guy out there that's better than them at something, when realistically, if you think about it, there's always somebody that's better than you at something.
There's always somebody that's better.
Yeah.
100%. This is something you're kind of dabbling in, something I've thought about for a long time, because like mechanics. Have you ever tried talking a mechanic out of their idea?
Yeah, a few times.
I
sit next to one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 90% of the time, if a mechanic has a way of fixing something, or no, let's not say a way of fixing something. That's not what I'm talking about. If a mechanic has a diagnosis, then that's the problem. That's what needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm guilty, so fuck off. A lot of times they're not willing to accept the fact that it may be something else and bounce ideas. I think it's a really good example.
Yeah, and I mean, you especially see that a lot. Even going down to social media, if you just pay attention to like the stuff on social media.
Oh my God, it's everywhere.
Like, people's trucks will sit at dealerships for months on end,
mm-hmm.
and they can't figure it out, and then they take it to some, shade tree shop, and within 10 minutes they're like, oh, this ground wire's loose.
I was like, this wire's loose.
And the dealerships are like wanting to change complete computers in the truck.
Yep.
I mean, talking, thousands of dollars worth of repairs for a 10-second fix.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I'm talking about. But I don't know. So much pride and ego has so much to play in all that.
100%. I mean, you've been doing things a certain way for a long time, and it's been working for you. You always hear that saying, don't fix what's not broke, but, I mean, who says it's not broke? Just because it's been working doesn't mean it's not broke.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I mean, going back to stuff you see on social media, I mean, how many times have you seen the posts of, like, older mechanics complaining about the new tools that are out to try and make things easier, and they're like, the old way versus the new way, and it's like, well, yeah, there's this thing called technology advancement. Like, we figure out how to make the job easier. You're the ones that have told us our entire lives to work smarter, not harder.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we're trying to do that, you're trying to make fun of us for it.
It's funny you say that, because regardless of the trade, there's always a tool for a job.
100%.
Like, it's so crazy to think about, but I'm still so guilty of this. I'll just make it work with whatever I have.
Oh, yeah. Work hates when I use a pneumatic nailer as a hammer. You go to shoot the nail in, it stays out 1/8 of an inch. You turn the nailer over and smack it with the backside. They don't like that. And I told them I thought that's what the steel frame is for.
Hey, man, it's strong. I'm just testing it.
Apparently, that's not what it's for.
That's fine. But one thing before we close out that I wanted to bring up that I've noticed. I don't even know how long. I don't have a time frame. But one thing that annoys the fuck out of me, and I'm going to say,
God.
huh?
Oh, God.
With other men. Well, this is like other men poking their chest out to be, what's the word? They want to be alpha. They want to be right. They want to be know-it-all. Everything, you know. Try to have a normal conversation. No, I wouldn't say normal conversation.
I was going to say, what would you really even consider normal?
I don't know. Anything that probably is. This actually might just be our field. It might just be like blue-collar laborers or all the guys that fucking know everything about their job. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to have a conversation about some kind of skilled labor or something. I've noticed that the guy that wants to be known for being a badass, or it doesn't matter, he'll talk over you while you're trying to explain something.
Yeah.
They'll get louder. They'll talk over you. They'll continue talking while you're talking, or it's this whole fucking I need to be heard first fucking egotistical thing. Like, I'm like, shut the fuck up and just listen for a second.
Yeah, we've got a guy at my work that's very much so like that.
It irritates the fuck out of me, man.
Well, in my situation, it irritates my supervisors also because they realize it, and they realize that he tries to ride off of other people's success. And like the other day, a situation came up, which is, it was a project that normally, when it does come up, because it doesn't happen very often, it takes the better part of a day to do, like, to get it done. And he was like, oh, well, throw me and Pike on it, we'll have it done by lunchtime.
You're like, don't throw me into the bus.
And my supervisor pulled me aside. He's like, you think you could do it? And I was like, I know I can. I've done it. I mean, but it'd be easier if I had somebody else. And he's like, well, that's kind of what I was getting at. He's like, I feel like he knows that you know how to do it quickly, and he's just trying to ride along that wave so that he can be like, yeah, look what we did, when realistically you're the one that's going to do most of the work. And that's just one example. He's done it quite a few times with multiple people. And so it's starting to get under a lot of people's skin, because it's like he tries to make it look like he does a lot of work, when in all reality he spends more time trying to make it look like he's doing work than he does working.
That's kind of annoying.
Yes.
That's kind of annoying. He's just hanging on your coattails. And he's fucking trying to... Yeah, no. Well... And what are you still building the... You still building the trailer? They're not trailers. Are you still building, like...
It's a trailer.
Portable office
Yeah.
kind of deal?
Yeah, it's a building on wheels.
Gotcha.
I mean...
First
But
of all,
yeah.
it sounds like shit.
It's a cake job.
I can see that, but I have no interest in doing it.
I can tell you it's a lot less stress than what you do. And
Well, that'd be cool.
it's not near as hard.
I get to pick them up.
So do I.
I pick them up from United.
I've picked them up, moved them around the yard.
But they're on wheels.
Well, yeah.
That's not the ones I deal with, I suppose.
Well, you were talking about United.
Huh?
You were talking about United, so,
Sure.
I mean...
Sir, this whole podcast, you keep getting quieter and quieter.
That's because this thing, like, keeps drifting away. I keep pulling it back.
It's okay. People are just going to be listening real closely. Come closer so you can hear me.
And then it'll be nice and loud.
Yeah. He talks so quiet so you listen. It actually might be a real thing. But that's okay. It's been kind of a random podcast. I'm surprised Jason didn't come back.
I figured he would. I thought he was just going, taking a bathroom break.
Yeah, well. That's alright. I didn't even tell everybody who they were listening to.
Maybe they'll figure it out.
Well, I'm not going to tell you shit now.
Yeah, we'll just
You guys can guess.
we'll leave it a mystery.
Good luck.
Put in the title, mystery guest.
Yeah. My first anonymous. He sounds really familiar. This is awkward.
I think we heard him a couple days ago.
Yeah. I'm going to let you guys guess. Guess.
Guest?
The guest.
Guest?
Yeah.
We're
I'm going to
gonna
let you guys
guess?
guess.
They're going to guest on it.
Yep. So,
That's going to be interesting.
well, is there anything you want to plug this episode?
Oh, I mean,
Do you have a title for your business yet?
not really. I've thought about one for the bait making stuff, but I haven't gotten anything to start the bait making stuff because I have to go out of state to get it.
Oof.
So that one's gonna be it's gonna be when I make the trip because I gotta go to Ohio. So
Oh, hi.
that's where the stuff's at.
Hmm.
So
Nothing for the welding gig.
the welding gig is almost done. As far as the building of the trailer,
I saw the trailer. It looks good.
It is mostly done. I just got to find some tires so I can pull it around the block to make sure that everything is lined out right before I fully weld it up.
I was going to plug it and say to keep everybody in the lookout for a couple of new canvases, but I feel like by the time this comes out, I hope it's done there. Hope it's done by then.
The goal is this weekend, but I'm having a hard time finding tires. I
I
found a guy that had some rims.
was talking about my canvas.
Oh,
The one that's out there missing a bumper.
yeah. That'll hopefully be done very soon too.
Yeah. Well, this will probably be out in like 3 weeks, so.
I don't see it taking us long to do that, like maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, it's not going to take very long at all.
However, we do got some stuff to hide on that.
That?
Yeah.
No, we don't.
You want those frame rails sticking out like that? Because they're kind of an eyesore.
We're just going to cut them down and plate them off.
Cut them down?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yep. We're going to cut them down
Or
to the core support.
Or we
Can you
use
stop
them.
calling me a whore?
No.
Absolutely not.
Well, what I was thinking is we can use them as mounting brackets.
I'll show you, but there's core support bolts about 3 inches in.
Yeah, but see, what I was thinking is make plates to where it's going to mount flat. You have 4 bolts there on each side, and then that would be hidden behind your skid plate in the front.
But it won't be.
Trying
This is
You're trying to go like micro on this thing.
no, it's not micro. It's just not under the grill. Those are not under the grill at all. I'll show you another time. It's fine.
No, the kitchen's closed. Sorry, it ain't fine.
That means we'll talk tomorrow. But, alright, well. Everybody stay tuned for, he's gonna remain nameless for this one. You can guess in the comments if you want. Well, I'm not telling you shit.
Yeah. Comment down below on YouTube.
I don't fucking even know when your first one's gonna... This is dumb. I didn't plan this out at all.
Well, somebody's been getting lazy, too.
I've been posting.
Yeah, lazily.
Yeah, it's at my own time, not the time it's supposed to be out.
Like I said.
It's supposed to be out at midnight, and now I'm just doing like, fucking 5 p.m. sounds good.
Oh, it's 11:59. It's still the same day, technically.
My focus has been off recently. It's been bad. So, anyhow.
Can't believe you talk about Jason like that.
Well, yeah, he is a whore. Whatever platform you're listening on, give it a like, follow, subscribe, please. Please, please, so we can make this thing bigger, better, and hopefully get some video going for Jew. Because we do want to start subscribing to YouTube and sending out video feed so you can see the dumb shit that really goes on in this studio.
Oh, God, some YouTube live feed? That'd be great.
Plus, I got some pretty interactive stuff I want to show you guys. And I want to make this podcast a little bit larger than life, a little bit bigger than it should be. So, help us get there.
Then you could even do like streams of like your expansions of the podcast studio.
Dude, I have so many wild, stupid ideas that are going to make this thing more interactive than every other podcast, except for maybe Joe. I don't think there's any beating that.
You know, I've never watched a Joe podcast, but I always hear it referenced.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best. He's the #1 platform on this fucking planet to get any kind of news source you want.
I feel like I might have to dabble into that a little bit.
Well, now's a bad time. He's got 2,000 episodes.
It might take me a minute to get caught up.
Yeah, we got some research to do.
It's gonna be a minute.
And as always, any questions, comments, concerns, or want to speak to anybody specifically, we are open to that. Shoot us an email at meversusmeinfo@gmail.com. And we can get you linked up, we can get you hooked up, and you can talk to any one of the guests that have been on.
Make sure to ask for the unknown guy.
The unknown guy. But, all in all, thank you for listening. We love you.
Peace.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details. With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.